Just so you know, if you weren't on the call last Friday, Joe showed this. I just put this together. This was just a compilation of one agent and their leads over like the very first one that I have on here starting March 29th, and I did this, I think, April 20th. These are all the leads that one person got with, I believe it was 3 ads. These are all the leads, folks. These are just the email leads, let me also remind you, right? Because guess what? They have phone numbers in there also, and they're getting calls and text messages. Now, this agent does a great job of following the directions that we've given him, which is what we're going to teach you today. So I can't promise it'll be an hour, but I'm going to go through this stuff because if you'll format the ads properly, this is what happens. And I think we could all agree, well, I can't figure out how do I get, let's get to Q&A or chat. Let me do that. If you've got questions, just fill it in the chat bar. Our desktop sharing is paused. Okay. So I'll just look at it periodically. But guys, these are the leads, just the email leads. People are doing, hey, send me some information.
That's what Darcy got, right?
I may want to come by and see you tomorrow after work. Here's my cell phone number. Call you tomorrow and set up a time frame to meet. Is there anybody who wouldn't want leads like that? So if you're not submitting ads to us, I'll just tell you, you're throwing money away.
Can I say one thing about this? I think it's really important.
It's a $400,000 or a $300,000 house. You're talking a $9,000 commission. This is one agent.
Can I say one thing, Bob? Can you hear me? One thing that's really critical when you're dealing with the Craigslist ads, when you get the incoming calls, is you ask them how are they looking for properties and enroll them in HBM, because you've got the best search engine. Craigslist is is close to Zillow as far as its accuracy. So you want to give them, if they want access to the MLS, they want access to real time, real information. Enroll them, have the enrollment conversation with HBM. Just ask them what kind of search engine are they using, how are they looking, would they like something that's going to be 100% accurate, real time, uploaded 3 times a day, information's never sold. If you need any coaching about what to say, please contact me. But I think that's the first thing you do when people call, just to make a friend and make them feel comfortable.
Yeah,
that's all.
The number one phone script that I use, and here it is, folks. This is a phone script I've been using for years and years and years. Hey, Joe, I got your information, or I got your email, or if you answer the phone, or if you call them, whatever it is. Hey, I got your email. It looks like you had some interest in the house on 123 Main Street. How can I help you or answer any questions for you? That's it, guys. That's it. Then be quiet and let them answer. You know what? They'll tell you what they want, and then you can lead them down that path. Hey, would you like me to set you up so you're getting notified of any new properties that come up that match your criteria? I can do that. It'll just come into your email or text or whatever HBM will do. That's all there is to it, folks. Just answer that simple question, be helpful, be quiet, and let them ask, or answer, I mean. Okay, is that the area you're looking in? Is that the subdivision? Is that the price range? Just ask questions. Yes, it is, and be making notes. Yeah, I'm looking between $400,000 and $500,000. I definitely need a 3-bedroom home. Hey, are there any particular school districts you're interested in? Ask them normal things, but don't, hey, are you working with anybody? Do you want me to show you this house? Don't go for the kill right away. Answer and be helpful. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for people who provide information. Give it to them. So, with that said, let's talk about Craigslist.
Don't you have this also? Don't you have some stuff posted on the training section of the website? I remember seeing Craigslist scripts and so forth, Bob.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember. We're going to put this on there when we're done today, so we'll edit it and put it up there. So what I want to do is I'm going to go through a couple different trainings that we've done and combine them. But the number one thing you guys need to understand, people go to Craigslist to find deals. That's what they're there for. So I did a training class called 6 Strategies to get Craigslist calls. So strategy number 1 is to advertise either HUD, VA, USDA, or bank-owned homes. Now, the number one question we get is, hey, I don't have any of my own listings. In that case, what I would recommend that you do is you start with your brokerage, your own brokerage first. Find out who has, listings that would meet any of these 6 criteria, and simply use those listings. If you don't have them in your brokerage, find them on MLS, shoot the agent an email or a call, and say, hey, Joe, this is Bob with XYZ Realty. Hey, I noticed you got a couple bank-owned homes, and I was just calling to make sure it would be okay if I advertise these. I don't have any of my own listings that meet this criteria right now, and I've got an aggressive program on Craigslist that I do. I would love to be able to take and help sell the house. Is it okay if I advertise that house? Now, for whatever reason, some agents say, no, can't do that. I'll never get that, but whatever. But the ones who do, get it in writing. Just have them shoot you an email back. Say, hey, Joe, what I'm going to do is I'll shoot you an email. If you just sign off and go, yeah, it's okay, that would be awesome. That way you always have it in writing. There's never any question. So HUD, VA, and USDA, you can advertise those without anybody's permission. Now, I had somebody who was at last week told me, oh, Bob, there's no foreclosures in that Calabasas area. So I went on to, I believe it was Realtor.com on Saturday or Sunday or whatever, and looked, and I want to say there was 47 foreclosures in that basic Calabasas, Thousand Oaks, I don't remember a couple of the other cities, listings, and they ranged anywhere from, I think it was like $350 to $1.3 million. So there's foreclosure listings there. That's just in the Calabasas area. If you go down into, to different parts of LA and that area, Southern California, there's plenty of HUD, VA, and USDA bank-owned homes there. Here's the thing, folks. The chances are you're probably not going to sell that house. So they go, well, I don't really advertise that one. Now, if it's it's an $80,000 home in your market, I wouldn't mess with that because it's not enough of a, sales side or sales price that it's worth the commission or the headache. But your job is to take and get calls. So by using HUD, VA, USDA, or any kind of bank-owned homes, it's going to get you calls, okay? Strategy 2, advertise price reduction. Same thing. Start in your brokerage, move to other people. So that if you look at a couple of these titles, price reduced HUD home in Glendale. Price reduced $80,000 for quick sale. Fix up investment, owner will carry. Those are all things that will capture people's attention, right? So if people are looking for a deal, price reductions are a big deal. The other thing you'll find is that the agents are more likely to let you produce or promote them simply because they need to sell a house. And at the end of the day, my job is to get calls. Whatever house they sell, they buy. But the agent's going to be more likely because their seller's starting to get ticked off the house hasn't sold. There we go. Advertise motivated sellers. So many agents put in their description, motivated seller. Well, if you tell somebody like me that the seller's motivated, I got news for you, man. I'm going to come after him. I'm going to get a good deal for my buyer. But at the end of the day, look at those titles and ask yourself, do you think these get more calls or less calls? And we're going to go through titles in a minute. But motivated sellers, same idea. Do you think another agent would be more likely to let you, promote their house because their sellers are really motivated? Another one that agents put in the description, divorce forces sale. Another great headline, which is a motivated seller, right? Advertise new homes with incentives. I got a couple arrows on this one for a couple reasons. This one has $8,000 in incentives. It's listed by Pete Dykstra. Pete Dykstra is one of the top 50 agents in the country. And this is working quite well for him. The only thing that I would do differently is look at the description. Stop looking at junk. Check it out, 4 to 6 bedrooms. Stop looking at junk isn't bad, but if it was me, I would have in here 0 down, 8,000 in incentives, new home. That would be my title. Because guess what? We would get a ton of activity on that. Now, he's got a crappy picture in there. I would take a picture of the model and some things like that, but by and large, it doesn't matter. He's getting a ton of calls from these things. It's in a USDA area, which is zero down. Could you put zero down if it qualifies for a VA loan? So I hear that one a lot. Oh, there's no zero down loans. Yes, there is. Yes, there are. Just VA. And I have no idea what the VA loan limit would be in Southern California either. So motivated strategy 5, advertise your open houses. Now, we need some warning on this one. I just can tell you, you can't submit an ad to us on Thursday and say, could you get this up? It's not how it works. We post thousands and thousands of ads a day. You know, we do have clients other than Skyline that we post for in different services area all over the country. But one of the things that I did in here is I wanted to show people, you know, they go, I'll advertise my open houses on Craigslist. I don't know what the number of searches on Craigslist are, but I want you to look. I did some keyword research a couple of weeks ago on open houses Phoenix. What I was looking for is how easy would it be to dominate the first page of Google for that. So if you have all these up, there's 350 Google searches for that, right? Now, anybody has done, I don't think Noah's on here if I remember right. Let me see if I can do that. Come on down. There we go. Chat, invite, manage participants. Let's see if Noah's on here. Attendee list. Noah's not on here. So Noah and his group have been doing an open house, and he had 150 people in on one weekend. His first open house was on, he had 50 people in it. But what I wanted to do is, first of all, if you do an open house on a Saturday from 11 to 2, why don't you just stay home? A 3-hour open house in the middle of the day. You got to be kidding me, first and foremost. A 4-hour one, you're kidding me. Our open houses are from 9 to 5. I don't know what Noah did, but 9 to 5. Why? Because we can get hundreds of people in an open house. And if I'm going to do an open house, heck, I might as well take and do it and earn some money. But you're probably thinking 350 searches, big deal, right? That's just Google, number one. But remember this, anybody who's seen it live, let's do some math. If I got 350 searches a month and I dominate the first page of Google like this, right, with Craigslist ads and video ads and all that other stuff, is it reasonable to think I could get 10% of the visitors would become leads? I mean, I don't know, Joe, you're the only one I got unmuted. You think, is that a crazy number to you? Not paying attention. It isn't to me. That means you generate 35 leads a month. Let's just say the conversion rate is 5%. Even though NAR tells us 64% of all people will use the real estate agent they first contact, provided they pick up their phone and answer. That's a big deal because realtors don't do it. By the way, the LOs, you guys don't do it either. So let's just say you convert 5% of those into deals. Not that they're 5% this month. Let's say it goes 90 days before you ever start converting. But now you're taking and having an average of 1.75 closings per month. I just did an average purchase price here in Phoenix at $200,000, $6,000 commission, $10,500 a month, $126,000 a year because I could dominate 6 search terms. And guys, that doesn't include any of the searches being done on Craigslist. Here's Noah's email to me. We had roughly 50 people come through, captured contacts for 22, got 7 on HBM, got 3 pre-qual appointments made for this weekend. Ryan got 2. We also got a couple offers on the house, and our pre-quals have 2 that may wind up using our partners at RCG Real Estate to list their home. One lead was very solid, doing their pre-qual this afternoon, reviewing their loan options, blah, blah, blah. Folks, making money, as I said in a live event in real estate, is easy. Or I should say it's simple. It's not easy, you got to do the work. But advertising your open houses are a big deal. And then 6, add a text call to action in here. You can no longer put a domain in there that's clickable. You can see this guy's got a domain, but it's not clickable. The easiest thing you can do is put a text call to action. The same guy that I told you, that I showed you in the beginning, all of his leads, he has a text call to action. He's getting about 15 calls a week and about 25 text messages plus those emails. he now has to hire a buyer's agent to handle the leads. That's what this will do for you guys. So those 6 strategies, I'm not going to go through them in any more detail than that. If you'll focus your ads on those 6 things, you'll knock it out of the park.